Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw, and I'm here today with Teresa Scalziti, who's the Chief Operating Officer for Cruise Planners. And I was lucky enough to be with Cruise Planners at their CP World just about a week and a half ago. And we didn't get a chance to interview Teresa because they were off to go on Sun Princess. And but now we're going to get a chance to talk to a lot of the executives here. And we're going to start with Teresa, who I've known for a number of years. And you're going to hear about all that and more on Insider Travel Report. Teresa, welcome. Thank you so much. It was a wonderful conference. I learned, as always, you fill it up with new products, new technology. It was just almost a bewildering array, but all of your members really appreciate that. How many people attended CP World this year, roughly?
Hi, James. Thanks for having me. So we had 900 advisors attend this year, which was a record number for us. Unfortunately, we did have a little, interruption with Hurricane Milton.
Right.
So we did have some West Coast of Florida advisors who obviously, wanted to stay back and make sure that their homes were protected and or, and some even evacuated to come to convention to leave their homes. But overall, we had originally 900. I think we ended up roughly with about 750, but others came on for the cruise part. So once the storm passed, and everything was okay, or maybe even some were without power, and they thought, well, why not head down and get on a beautiful ship and
Yeah,
have
that's a
power and food.
pretty obvious choice, right?
I agree. I agree. So
Yeah.
thankfully, you know, we were able to get through it. We had to make a few schedule changes due to the storm, but for the most part, in South Florida, we were unaffected.
Now let's talk a little bit. There's so many different things that you announced, and I wanted to talk to you specifically about things in marketing and also training and education, and anything else you'd like to highlight because we've done the story, and you can take a look at my story on it, which is just a whole list of the different new programs that Cruise Planners has introduced. But let's start with marketing. And you introduced a number of enhancements to your marketing program. In fact, there's CP social enhancements, retargeted marketing, your river and cruise guide for travel advisors, and then you have a where to next series that you've updated again. Maybe highlight some of that for us and what exactly is new for cruise planners and marketing.
Sure. So, I will say Cruise Planners is the first adopter of integrating AI into our systems, right? So, AI is definitely an underlying theme. With our company last year, we introduced Max Intelligence, which is basically Chat GPT, but it's been fully integrated into all of our editors within our system to give our advisors a direct access to be able to use the program for any emails that they want to write or send out a marketing email. So that was something we introduced at last year's conference. And this year, and I know, you'll probably talk more about this later, but our Ask Max, which is further taking the AI integration into our systems. But we wanted to also take the AI into our marketing area, which
Right.
is in our CP Social program. So our CP Social program is a program that has three different levels for our advisors. There's a basic level, a pro level, and elite level. And at some pro and elite, at all elite, but some of the pro, we have three new programs that are AI driven.
Right.
One of them is called CP Reviews, or sorry, Genius. I apologize, Genius Reviews. So Genius Reviews is basically where if somebody goes on to Google and writes a review for you, whether a positive review, which 99% of all of our reviews are positive, which is great, or it might be a negative review, and it could be about your service, it could be about the service that they received on board the ship or their vacation. But what this does is it gives you a suggestion, a recommendation on how to respond to that review, because research has shown that how an advisor responds to a review, whether negative or positive, really is an indication of how other consumers are going to review your business.
Mm,
Meaning that if somebody does not respond to a review, whether positive or negative, it looks as if that business owner is not really engaged with their consumers, right? Not really engaged with their clients. And so by providing a review, whether again it's positive or negative, or how, responding to that really just shows the level of engagement. And the research has shown that by responding, you are going to be able to attract 10 times as many customers as if you were to not respond at all. So
right.
responding to those reviews are very important. But many times people are like, I don't know how to respond. What do I say? Do I say thank you? How do I respond to a so this will give you AI recommendations on how to respond. You can tweak it so that it sounds more like you. But this is great. It kind of just gives that little extra leg up to those advisors on, what should I say back to them? So that's the reviews. Then we also have Genius postings. So
Mhm.
Genius postings is basically based on your location. It takes it takes a look at what everybody in your local area is posting. Is there something that's going on in your local area that you might want to leverage, right? So maybe there's a local festival going on or something happening in your area, or maybe your area is known for something, and it will actually suggest posts. It will come up with the image. It will come up with the body of the post.
Wow.
It will actually even tell you the right time of day to post it based on when people are looking at posts most often. So it will actually come up with a full monthly content calendar for you based on your location, based on also content that you can load it with. So you can build a library of these are some images I want to put. These are some specials that I have. Maybe you have some groups that you're doing that you really want to promote, and it will actually create a monthly calendar for you of your postings. How cool is that?
That is very cool. And earlier I was going to say you really as a group have really gotten heavily into artificial intelligence and using it across the board. I mean, the big news, of course, was your whole AI that's really focused on what you do, as opposed to the regular chat GPT that's what
Mhm.
you unveiled. But then you're using it throughout in your marketing and everything else, right?
Correct, correct. So, yeah, it's everywhere. And then the third is the Genius search I wanted to just mention because that's really cool as well. Again, basically telling the owner that in your area, people are searching for river cruises, people are searching for guided tours, and it will suggest to you what to put into your business description so that you can rank at the top of search when people are searching those things. So it's based on what people are searching for in the vacation, consideration set and helping you rank to the top. So that's really cool. But yes, we really want to take advantage of AI, and I think when AI was first introduced, there was a lot of nervousness from the travel agency
I
community,
think it was
right?
called Fear, but that was another story. Because
Right.
it was like, what is this thing? Is it going to, once again, is it going to eliminate our jobs? And it really has proven that's not the case. When you're proving it right away with the products that you're introducing.
Exactly. So we feel that, you need to leverage this new technology. Don't be afraid of it. Leverage it. And these are ways that you can leverage it and use it in your business. And there are so many things that an advisor can do, and again, I don't want to go too deep into our Ask Max, but it is super cool because I know Michelle will probably cover that in her interview. But we have built this system so that it takes a look at everything that is proprietary to us. So all of the content about cruise line sailings, all of the content about destinations from our destination guides, anything that we have in CP Genie, which is our intranet system, that is, how to build this tool, how to use this program. Instead of having to go and search for that, you just ask it, and voila, all of the information comes back to you within seconds. It's so fast.
Yeah, I actually wanted to use it to remind myself of all of your programs. And
Exactly.
in fact, Michelle did that on stage. She couldn't remember the name of one, and so you asked Ask Max, and Ask Max came
Right.
back with it. So not only can they quickly, and again, I'll talk with Michelle a little bit about this too. You can not only find what kind of products that you have in your roster that would be appropriate, but even with internal, you can find the right program that can help you and know the name of it. But and then of course you got a whole bunch of other things you're doing retargeted marketing a lot more heavily now, I believe as well.
We are. So we've been for about 2 years now collecting all of the behavioral data of our franchisees' clients, right? Because we're one brand, we're one system, we have the ability to kind of see what everybody is doing. And that gives us a lot of data, right? And data is power, data is knowledge. And so we really take advantage of that data. And we look at, for example, and I'm sure this is already happening in everyday life, right?
Right,
You might go, onto a website, maybe you see an ad, you click on it, and then after a while you start to see this ad or whatever that product is start to come back at you. That's called retargeting.
right,
So we've been using all of our behavioral data from our clients. So if we send out a travel deal email and somebody clicks on a particular brand, they then, if they don't have any future bookings for that brand, so maybe they clicked on it, they were interested in maybe a Norwegian cruise line offer, but they never made a booking, right? So we will actually now start retargeting them with Norwegian offers. We will send out a series of emails to them, and it has shown that the open rate is well over 55%, which is super high. So it really tells us, yes, I'm interested in this Norwegian offer. And we have actually seen a high rate of bookings coming from this retargeted emails and retargeted marketing that we're doing. So we're just going after them and saying, okay, you showed interest in this. Let's continue to present you with offers and hopefully take advantage of something that's out there. And we have seen a really nice pickup rate with those bookings.
no, that's great. It's something that we've all been exposed to retargeted. Sometimes the better or not. I mean, I'd rather have a retargeting of a nice cruise ship than some of the other stuff I get. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely a way to get you interested in buying. Now you also have things that you introduced. You had this Where to Next series you introduced a few years ago, and you've made some updates to that too, right?
We have. So our original Where to Next consumer virtual series actually came out and was, born during the pandemic. It was when nobody was able to travel, but we still wanted to keep the inspiration of travel alive in customers' hearts. So we created this virtual series and it was very heavily video based. But now as time has moved on, people don't have that much time. They're back at work, their families are in schools and all the activities of everyday life. So we're actually evolving this program a little bit. We're not taking it away because it has been extremely successful for us. In fact, this year we've run 6 of these virtual events totaling over $33 million in sales, which is fantastic. We have 2 more to go for this year. But what we're going to do in 2025 is make it more of a monthly destination focused event. So
Mhm.
it will really, again, create more travel inspiration. We will have an exclusive offer with the sponsors that we have. So kind of almost like a partner of the month, a destination of the month type of feel, but again, more video. And what we do is a complete takeover. We put it onto our agents' websites. We send out emails that promote the destination. There, again, we create a beautiful video that we use on social in our social media program. So we really kind of take this destination to a whole new level and present it in a beautiful way in many different facets so that whether you want to see it in social, or you want to see it in video, or you want to see it in a long form video, we are uh, giving that to our advisors. And the beautiful thing is that we don't give them the assets and say, here, you run this. We do it for them.
Right.
We do everything for them. We take care of updating their websites. We take care of putting it out on their social media posts for them. And so they don't have to do anything. It's a beautiful thing. And they just take the sales when they come in.
Well, it's funny because I think I asked you down there and I asked Michelle, what's your adoption rates on some of these programs, whether it's marketing or whatever? And it says, well, we give it to all of our cruise planners members, all of these programs pretty much for free.
Correct, correct. It's all part of their franchise.
Yeah.
And that is, again, I feel our secret sauce, and why we are so successful is we just really take the heavy lifting off of our franchise owners' plates to allow them more time to sell, to go out and meet the clients. And we tell them, look, all your job is to go out and meet people, put them into your database, and then our marketing machine just takes off. We will do the rest for you so
Right.
that, we send out their direct mails on their behalf. We send out their emails on their behalf. We do all of these monthly destination focused where to next series on their behalf. It is all done for them.
Well, there are many more marketing programs you introduced, but I want to turn a little bit to training and education. And you have done a lot. I was going to mention you have a new River Cruise Academy you're going to launch, and one of the marketing things was you have a River and Cruise guide to send
Correct.
out. You can send out to clients because it really is an incredible area that you've kind of gotten heavily into. You were always an incredible seller of cruises. And then you moved to all inclusives. And actually, you and I were down at Sandals this past
Yes.
weekend celebrating that. And you became the pretty much the number one seller of sandals. And now you're
Yeah,
really heavily into river cruising, which is extremely popular. And I may see you next at the Asta River Cruise Expo coming up. We'll see.
that's right.
But you talk
Mhm.
a little bit about that, about how you are now trying to train your travel advisors about river cruises.
Right. So this has definitely been something that we've been training on for a long time. We've had a luxury summit for many, many years, and we've always wrapped river and expedition into that. But now we're taking it one step further. With Asta River Expo, we realized that so many of our advisors were already attending this amazing event that put on by Asta. And so we said, let's take advantage of that. So now what we're doing is partnering up in 2025 with Tau, and we will actually charter their ship to have a pre couple of days where we're going to focus on just a really immersion into how to sell river cruises, how to really understand the different brands that are out there and what they offer. And then it will back up to the ASTA Expo. So now this will be an annual event for us. This is one of 25 in person events that we offer throughout the year. So, our advisors have so many options to not only have online, on demand training, but they also have a lot of in person opportunities. So, the new River Academy is something that we're starting. And in addition to that, to follow up that with our marketing,
Mhm.
we are creating a river and expedition guide. And what this will be is basically it will be a brochure. There will be no time sensitive offers in there. It'll be more of a educational brochure for clients to understand what is river cruising like. Tell me about the different rivers. What will I see on the Rhine versus the Danube versus the Douro? Tell me about the different brands. Which one do I feel most aligned with? And then
Mhm.
in addition to that, expeditions is really hot right now as well. So we really want to bring in the expedition component to that as well. So this will be a printed brochure. It will also be available in digital format for advisors to hand out at shows, maybe to just keep with them to hand out, if they meet somebody at a local trade show or what have you. But again, it will live for the entire year. It's not like it will have just a couple of months shelf life. It won't have any offers in it. So, advisors, if they wanted to, they could print a special flyer that does have some time sensitive offers and hand that
Right.
out at a show. But this brochure is really meant to have that long life, just to really educate the consumer about what is a river cruise or what is an expedition cruise about.
No, those are two of the hottest areas. River has been for some time, but Expedition, really since COVID, it seems like the whole category has been exploding, and just really incredible products in the market, and to be up
Definitely.
there is really important. Now, we could talk forever about your other things. You mentioned all the 25 different learning opportunities in person throughout the year. Obviously, your conference is one of them. It's a major
Mhm.
one, but there are opportunities throughout the year. Are there any other member benefits, services, or programs you'd like to really highlight here that were unveiled, or advancements on them were unveiled at CP?
Sure. I think we have a lot of technology tools that we released. We are now fully integrated to be able to pull in VAX bookings.
That got a yell of approval during the conference, and I was actually I was surprised. We could tell what was really popular when somebody
Mhm.
would scream out. Yeah.
Right. So they were, yes, our advisors were really excited about that. We sell a lot of, all inclusives through VAX. And, before they would have to go and manually put that into our system. Now we're able to retrieve these bookings so that they automatically just come into our system. You don't have to manually do that. We've always had that ability with cruise bookings, to various cruise lines, but now we have it with VAX, which is, again, even though our name is Cruise Planners, but we are number one seller of sandals. We are definitely a top seller with all inclusives. And so the ability for our advisors who sell a lot of all inclusive land, it's a huge time saver for them. And I would say that's probably the theme of all of the announcements that we made and the tools that we launched is, again, we want to find things that are time savers for our advisors because I don't think people really, who aren't a travel advisor in the day-to-day world have no idea on how much time everything takes,
Sure.
right? To do the research, to follow up with your clients, to make the payments, to do the invoices, all of that takes time. And so if there's anything along the way in that journey that we can do to save time for our advisors, that's where we want to hone in and find those tools or enhancements to existing tools to make it better for them.
No, in fact, I didn't even mention some of the things that are like max snippets and max
Mhm.
shortcuts and it's surprised, a lot of people appreciate that it's going to, save them a lot of time to be doing some shortcuts, as they said,
Yeah.
to get something done a lot more quickly.
Exactly. So snippets is great. A lot of times advisors might have a Word document where they have saved text and then they have to go to the Word document, copy and paste and put it into maybe an invoice or an email that they're sending. Because a lot of times we need to explain, what's the difference between Premium Plus and the the Premier package with Princess, or what are the differences with all of the more at sea with NCL. So we've actually been able to give them a way to say, you know what, let me just take this snippet, let me plug it in instead of having to recreate the wheel every time I want to send this to a client. And so now they don't have to leave the system to go do that if they have it saved someplace else, or they don't have to retype it over and over again. It's all within CP Max, which is our proprietary CRM and booking tool. And they can just literally search for the snippet they want, cut and paste. And if they want to make edits to it, it's just a lot easier than having to retype it over and over again.
No, absolutely. So there's all these different tools you can avail yourself of. And plus, the whole thing is represented by Max, the dog, which
Yes.
they're actually, that seems to become incredibly popular.
He was the star of the show. He definitely took a little the limelight away from all of us because he was the star. But yes, so Max is our mascot. So when we introduced CP Max, which is our proprietary system, it was a complete rebuild from bottom up of our system a few years ago, and we wanted to rename it because it was, it needed a new name. It was a complete
Right.
rebuild, and so we came up with the name CP Max, and it's MAXX. We want to maximize your business, maximize your efficiency, right, and maximize your sales. And that is truly what CP Max does, is it maximizes all of that for our advisors. And so we thought, let's come up with a cute little mascot, right? And actually, this was an idea from Vicky Garcia, the late Vicky
I
Garcia, who
remember.
we miss and love dearly. And she came up with a little Boston Terrier who is Max, and he has a English accent, and he's a little snarky and a little funny, a little sarcastic. But yes, Max is definitely gaining a lot of exposure. We've actually created little Max plush dolls that we sell, and $5 from every sale. So all net proceeds go to our CP Cares charity, which is great.
Right.
We've already sold out of the first 1,000 that we bought. We have another 1,000 waiting to come in somewhere on a shipping container out in
Well,
the ocean.
I wanted to buy one, but I left too soon. They were really going out like hotcakes. Everybody wanted
Yeah.
a Max.
As soon as we get one, I'll send one to you.
That's okay. That's wonderful. Now, of course, though, and I want to reiterate that all of these programs again are pretty much part of your franchise fee.
Mhm.
And then
Yeah.
there may be some small charges there. And your franchise fee is what, about $12,000 now? I can't remember.
It's $10,000.
10,000, even less. 10,000. That's a deal.
Right, 10,995. But if you're in the industry, depending on your level, your book of business, you could get it for zero. So we have travel industry rates. So if you are in the industry and you're interested in coming over to Cruise Planners, just contact us at cruiseplannersfranchise.com, and one of our franchise development managers would be happy to speak to you and let you know about the different programs that we have.
Well, most of our viewers are experienced travel advisors, and but they're looking for options on a and it seems like pretty good to get all access to this kind of technology is pretty special. I do know you do a lot of new to business people as well, and they are pretty successful once they follow your programs.
Absolutely. 85% of our new franchisees are still outside of the industry, and they ramp up so quickly because of our training programs, because of the business development coaching that we offer, which is second to none. Nobody else has a coaching team that is a dedicated coach to our advisors that they get from the day they start. They always have a coach by their side. So it's not just when they start and just for a few months, it's forever. And then as you grow up into your level of experience, your coaching also grows along with you. We also have a care team for inbound, day-to-day type questions, but the level of support that we offer and the level of training and the level of tools to help a new person start out is just unbelievable. And then even within the industry, we've had so many experienced agents come over to us and say, I wish I would have done
Yeah.
this sooner. I really do, because the help that I don't have to worry about my websites. I don't have to worry about how I'm going to go to market or uploading lists to market. We do all of that for you. So we save them so much time, and their business just really takes off because they can focus on selling.
Absolutely. And now you're at the forefront with AI. I think a
Mhm.
lot of agency groups are working to develop that or have some tools, but you seem to have really your own tool dedicated that is focused on cruise planners products and services. And I think that's great. And I was going to say, in coaches, you also have access to Scott Kepf, who wrote a column for me years ago called Sales Coach.
Yeah, yeah,
And
we have.
he is a house of fire, and he's and a great singer too. But that's another
Yes,
story. But
yes, he has many talents, many talents. Yes.
he's partly overseeing all of that as well. So that it's a wonderful team you have together, including you, Michelle, everyone else. Now, where can advisors and new to industry find out more about cruise planners?
Yeah, so go to cruiseplannersfranchise.com. All of the information about how to sign up with us is all on the website. All of the information about our programs and our technology and our support. But please reach out to one of our franchise development managers. They'd be happy to have a conversation with you and answer any questions that you have.
Well, Teresa, it's been great to see you again. We spent a lot of time in the last week
Yes.
or so between the conference and then we were down at Sandals. And again, all these wonderful programs that you can have access to if you're not already a cruise planner's travel advisor. Take a look and see what they have here, and then you can go get a Max doll too, a
Yes.
Max dog as well. So that's even a plus too. Again, thank you so much for taking the time, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you, James. I'll see you at the next event.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.